Well, hi there folks, it's Matt Hayson here looking at this week's property market, and plenty going on in the property sector this week, that is for sure. Firstly, here comes APRA, the prudential regulator, looking to step into the market just to curb overall house price growth around the country. Now, we expected APRA to step into the market maybe some months ago, but then New South Wales went into another lockdown, so you can understand they may have just sat on the sidelines just to see what unfolded. And what did we learn? Well, property prices continue to go up. So much so, at the end of the June quarter, 97.6% of house sellers here in Sydney made a profit, which is quite stunning. That's the highest level in 39 years. And you can see here on this graph, it's happening right around the country. So much so, I feel sorry for 2.5% of the population that didn't turn a profit, those poor people. So this APRA conversation really caught fire during the week, and let's go back to the genesis that started on September 23 when the head of CBA Bank, Matt Common, came out and said the banks need to be doing more in order to cool overall house price growth. Now, he suggested that the best way to do this is lift the floor assessment rate for borrowers, which CBA did back in June, lifting it from 5.1% up to 5.25%, and he encouraged all the other banks to follow suit and suggested that it's far better that the banks do this rather than APRA, the regulator, coming in and imposing strict restrictions upon them. Now, this sentiment was also echoed by the boss of ANZ Bank, who suggested that these macro-prudential changes are required and should curb or slow down house price growth from 20% plus this year down to 7% next year. And then the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, weighed in on the conversation and urged APRA to do something about house price growth, affordability, and these high debt to income ratio loans which are out in the market at the present time, which they said can cause major problems when interest rates do increase down the track. And then we saw national headlines around the country prompting some people to suggest that over the next couple of months we'll see a spike in loan approvals before APRA make any tighter restrictions, and also a lot of a buying frenzy to close out the 2021 selling year. And then on September 28th, the Treasurer, Josh Frydenberg, jumped in and gave the green light to APRA to make some monetary changes with a very strong target or focus on these high debt to income loans. And then on September 29, AMP Shane Oliver came out that said, again, these macro-prudential changes are likely to occur. We'll see house price growth next year sitting at around 7%, which is still pretty good coming off the back of 20% plus growth that Sydney has seen this year. So where are we sitting at the moment? Well, APRA have gone away. They're going to be weighing up and looking at these measures and how they're going to deploy it and at what time. It's expected it's likely to be in the next couple of months, and again targeting those high debt to income ratio loans, which are currently sitting at 22% of loan approvals, sitting at debt levels at 6 times higher than income, which is not healthy. So any of these changes, they're likely to target first home buyers and also the investor market, but that still makes up around 20% of the buyer pool. Now, this could have a knock-on effect into the impact of how other people make their decisions around buying, and we could see a change to the auction clearance rate, which is really one of the key metrics where buyers look to create their confidence around what their next decision is going to be. So this is very interesting from APRA, and how they deliver this over the next couple of months is going to be very interesting to monitor, and also overall buyer sentiment and how this impacts the flow and energy of the market. I'll be keeping you up to date, but this week we've got some great properties coming onto the market and some wonderful properties open for private inspections. We look forward to helping you out, and see you all next week.